Hey everyone! It's been a long time coming, but here is my review of Batman v Spooperman: Dawn of Just Ass. Now, I am not the world's biggest DC fan, but I do like DC more than Marvel. I do love DC comics, but I love the DC animated shows way better than the comics. Well, not way better, but I'm more in tune with the DC animated universe. Batman the Animated Series, Superman, Justice League Unlimited. Those cartoons were my childhood. And in a perfect world, the Batman v Superman movie should have been this. Just live action, world's finest. They had the blueprints for a perfect fucking superhero movie right here, and they didn't do it. Cleaning up the planet one villain at a time. Batman v Superman. So, in all seriousness, I really did not like Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. It's one of the most disappointing movies I've seen in a really, really long time. Case in point being, Zack Snyder is not the man for the DC cinematic universe. Not at all. He is all style and no substance. And, you know, I know there's people out there who really like this movie and, like, will defend Zack Snyder and defend Batman v Superman until the day they die. And that's fine. That's your opinion. You know, I'm not bashing on anyone who has a good opinion of this movie. That's completely fine. But personally, as someone who loves the DC universe, loved the animated shows, all of them, the animated movies, I've been reading a lot of the New 52 comics and a few of the old ones like Kingdom Come, just to, you know, get more in tune with the DC comic books. This movie is just nothing like the source material. I mean, spoilers are incoming. Fair warning, spoilers, and now. Batman kills people. Superman is like a robotic mute, and he's kind of an asshole. I mean, he pretty much threatens to break people's bones. Lois Lane is pretty much useless. I mean, they shoehorn stuff for her to do, but it doesn't feel organic to a story perspective in any means. And in the very, very beginning of the movie, Jimmy Olsen gets shot right in the head in the first 10 seconds of the movie. Thanks, Zack Snyder. That's what we all wanted to see, right? Regarding Batman killing people, I know, you know, you people, whenever I bring this up, someone's always like, oh, but he killed people in the 1989 movie, he killed people this, he killed people then, he used to kill people in the comic books, which is true. In the very beginning of Batman, Batman did carry around a revolver, he was kind of like the Punisher. But it seems like the whole no-kill rule was established. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the whole no-kill rule was established in the animated show, the really, really amazing Batman animated series. And, you know, so it's more of a recent thing, the whole no-kill rule. I mean, it's not like recent, but it's within the past 10 to 15 years that no-kill rule was really established, and it was really enforced in the Christopher Nolan movies. But I really feel that Batman's no-kill rule really makes him more of a better hero. It gives him more of a backbone, more of a moral compass, and, you know, it just doesn't make him the Punisher. Why would they throw that away in Batman Superman? I mean, there's a scene where Batman's racing down this shipyard in the Batmobile, blowing up people left and right. And there's a quick throwaway line in the middle of the movie where Alfred says to Bruce Wayne, well, you've changed. He's like, yeah, I know, I kill people now. I mean, that's not verbatim, but it's such a throwaway line. It's like, you know, if you tune out for a second, you miss it. They should have really went more in depth as to why Batman's fucking killing people. That's just not right. Ugh. Henry Cavill is great looking as Superman, but the material given to him wasn't good at all. He is a mute. He threatens to kill people. I mean, he is just not an ideal, not a vision of hope, not a role model as Superman should be. And apparently he only had 42 lines in this whole movie. So, like, he had, I think, less lines than Arnold Schwarzenegger did as the Terminator. The biggest offender is definitely Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. He is so far removed from the Lex Luthor that we all know. He is not an imposing, bald-headed, very baritone-voiced, intimidating man. He is a short, long, flowing locks that's very jittery, and he's just, like, crazy. It's like Zack Snyder, when he was recording Jesse Eisenberg, he's like, alright, you gotta go higher, you gotta go higher, you gotta go higher with your performance. That's not what you want to do as Lex Luthor. He needs to be cold and calculating. He needs to be, like, very temptive and, like, you know, suggestive and He's not the Joker. That's what they were going for in Batman v Superman. Was just this Jesse Eisenberg Lex Luthor was pretty much Heath Ledger's Joker in a way, and he had no motivation. There was nothing in this movie that made me say, "Oh, that's why he hates Superman," or "That's why he wants Batman to pit him against." There's just so many plot holes. Like the reason Batman and Superman actually fight in this movie, and the fight's only 3 minutes long, but the reason Batman and Superman fight in this movie is the most ass-backwards thing in the world. And don't even get me started as to why they stopped fighting. But the reason they fight is just... It's so stupid. I'm sorry, but this was not the movie I was expecting. This was really all of my worst fears come true when it comes for a Batman-Superman movie. I mean, you know, Ben Affleck was good as Batman aside from the killing people. But Ben Affleck as Batman was really good, and I'm really looking forward to a solo Batman movie with him in it. Henry Cavill is good looking as Superman. He just had some crap material. You know, everyone's cast fine except make Jesse Eisenberg not Lex Luthor. He should have been Brainiac. Jesse Eisenberg would have been a fantastic Brainiac. They should have had Mark Strong or Bryan Cranston or that bald guy from Lost or even William Shatner without his toupee would have been a better Lex Luthor. This movie was so far removed from what it should have been. It was dark, really gloomy, joyless. You know, it tries going for this whole higher, those smarter superhero movie that makes you think all philosophically, and that's fine. But the messages were just so bombastic, and like there was so many plot holes as to why things were happening. And the editing was awful. Like there'd be a scene where Perry White's saying like, "Hey, where's Clark?" And then you expect the next scene to show where Clark is, but it goes through like 5 different scenes of like Lois Lane doing her thing, Batman doing his thing, and then Clark doing his thing. It's just the editing was so choppy and all over the place, and apparently they're coming out with a 4-hour cut now. I mean, maybe that'll be better because it'll show some things that were supposed to be there, which would fill in some plot holes. Batman and Superman's motivation for not liking each other was just didn't feel right, and then they become friends out of nowhere at the end for the stupidest reason. I really wish the DC movies were more in line with the Marvel movies. They're fun, you know, they can be serious when they want to, but they're very well. The Marvel movies are well-made superhero movies. I mean, there are some duds here and there, like Iron Man 3 and 2. But overall, even the dud Marvel movies are better than Batman v Superman. I mean, I honestly think DC executives at their movies should just redo this. I mean, I guess if they have to reboot it 5 years later, that's what they should do with someone who's not Zack Snyder. Get Paul Dini and Bruce Timm from the animated series to redo this movie, make it into a world's finest copy. I mean, they have the blueprints right here on how to make that perfect Batman-Superman movie. Something that would make sense, and do that. There's a scene in this where Lex Luthor is trying to persuade someone to get General Zod's body for some weird purpose that really never explained why he wants to. He just wants Zod's body. But there's a scene where Lex Luthor's trying to persuade someone to get the body, and he literally takes a Jolly Rancher and plops it into that gentleman's mouth as a form of persuasion. That is the Lex Luthor that we get. He also pees in a senator's jar. Superman threatens to break Lex Luthor's bones. Batman kills people. Wonder Woman was pretty hot. She wasn't in it that much. The Justice League setup in this movie was literally just, Batman and Wonder Woman watching YouTube videos of the other heroes with their logos already in place. So I guess Lex Luthor had the time to, make the logos. Ugh. I did not like this movie at all. And if you did, that's great. More power to you, but not for me, man. Hey guys, thanks again for watching. I'm Jason Green, and as always, you can follow me on Twitter at jgreen89, J-A-Y, green, like the color, 89. Also, listen to my podcast, Blah Blah Podcast. You can follow it on Twitter, Blah Blah POD1. It's also on iTunes, and we have a YouTube channel called Blah Blah Productions where me and my friends watch and review bad movies. And check out the podcast, Blah Blah Podcast, where we just talk about current, entertainment news. It's a lot of fun. And thanks again for watching, and see you soon.